Hi, this is Michael Togus. We've got a new book out, Fatal Forecast. Now, this is the young adult version. There's an adult version I'll show you in a second. But what's fun about this for me is I hear that parents or grandparents are reading the adult version and their children or grandchildren are reading the younger one. And I just want to show you a few slides to introduce you to the beginning of this story. The key character occurs later in the book, Ernie Hazard, who has to survive way out at Georges Bank, that's 200 miles off Cape Cod. He's got to survive in late November, nothing but a pair of jeans, being thrown in and out of a life raft in 60 to 70 foot seas. But I'm going to walk over to the slides now, and this cover that you're seeing with the blue is the one for adults. Introduce you to what was happening. The vessel left, two vessels left from Cape Cod, heading to Georges Bank. First one is the Sea Fever. You see it here. Big wooden boat, about 50 feet long. That was owned by Bob Brown, and you may recognize that name because he owned the Andrea Gail and the Perfect Storm. Bob's in the plaid shirt, but his son Peter was the captain of the vessel on the day of the Fatal Forecast storm. So this is the last known picture of the Andrea Gail before it disappeared. So on the Sea Fever were Peter, Sarge, Brad, and Gary. There's Brad. There's Sarge. They're lobster fishing, by the way, way out there. I didn't think there were lobsters 200 miles out to sea, but there are. They're in the canyons, and they're monstrous. And there's Gary. And those big lobsters are after. Tough work. You're balancing all the time, heavy equipment. These are the high flyers, meant to be used by radar to pick up the end of the trawl line. You're so tired you fall asleep next to the bait. And the other vessel, this is the one that Ernie Hazard was on, was the Fairwind, wooden boat, also 50 feet, crew of 4. There's Billy, the captain, and Billy had just become engaged to Maria Pavlis. And Dave Barry from Marblehead, a young man who was fishing in his blood. Rob Thayer, who was trying to earn a little money between semesters at college. You can see the size of those lobsters. And there's Ernie standing behind Captain Garnos. Ernie's got that black beard. Ernie was 33 years old at the time. And the name of the book comes from one incident involving the National Weather Service. The weather buoy that you see here was malfunctioning. It had been hit by a ship, so all the data coming back about the conditions at Georges Bank, weather forecasting and predictions was all messed up. But the National Weather Service elected not to tell the mariners that the weather buoy was not functioning properly. Thus the name Fatal Forecast, because the National Weather Service said everything's going to be fine, typical late November day, maximum waves of 6-7 feet, when in fact, when the men woke up, the waves were 10 feet. And from 6 a.m. to the 12 o'clock p.m. disaster, the waves grew by 10 feet per hour. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.